reacting to former coach Jay Gruden joining Grant and Danny on 106.7 The Fan yesterday, basically saying it will be a disappointment if the Commanders fail to make the playoffs after a 4-1 start. He went on to say he sees the Commanders possibly winning between 10 and 13 games because Jaden Daniels is just so special as a rookie.
13-4 would be in a ridiculous year.
Well, then he's coach of the year.
Yeah.
Well, then he's certainly in the MVP
He's actually
discussion.
coach of like the century.
Yeah.
If the Commanders improve
Adam
to
Peters
13
will
wins.
be executive of the year.
Oh yeah, clean sweep of all the categories.
Yeah.
Jaden wins MVP, wins Rookie of the Year. Peters wins Executive of the Year, so on and so on.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Let me see here. Let's go.
But that may be a tad
The
aggressive.
last team with 10 wins that did not make the playoffs, and that was in a 16-game schedule, not a 17, but that was the Dolphins in 2020.
Okay.
So 21, 22, and 23, every team that won at least 10 games got in. So that's like your magic marker.
Right.
What's the last 4-1 team? Probably happened last year, but what's the last 4-1 team that didn't make the playoffs?
I'm going to have to do research on that one.
All right. Let's go.
Caught me off guard with that one.
Let's go to Caleb in Chevy Chase. Caleb, what's up?
Hey, guys, I'm proud of you. You're injecting a dose of reality into the last 4 weeks of listening to you and Grant and Danny and everyone else. Have you figured out what the combined winning percentages of the teams the Commanders have beaten?
Yeah,
It's
but I still think they've beaten
30%.
okay teams. I don't think – I mean, the records don't necessarily show it.
No, Cleveland sucks.
Okay, Cleveland's bad, but I don't think –
All right, the Giants are playing better now.
The Giants are playing better. The Bengals, we know that is a solid team. The Bucks, well, we lost to them.
Arizona.
Yeah, but when you add in the Bucks, it only goes up to 37%. So I'm just saying the numbers don't lie.
You're right. I mean –
Well, what do you mean the numbers don't lie?
Well, I'm just saying, I think the hype fest that has been on the Fan for the last 4 weeks, I've been rolling my eyes at it. Yeah, we haven't really beaten anyone good. Now, all bets are off. You guys beat Baltimore this weekend, and I'll call in next week.
There's nobody better.
Okay, but
I mean, if you beat the Ravens, you've beaten the best.
Like, what more do they have to do? They can only play the teams that are presented to them on the schedule. Like,
right.
That's right. And that's why I'm proud of you for pumping the brakes. Let's not get over our skis.
There's one thing to play a bad team and maybe squeak by them. They're drumming. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to do.
They're throttling the bad teams. Aside from the Giants, that was a squeaker because they couldn't score touchdowns.
Right.
Well, they didn't throttle the Bengals.
No, but they outscored them.
They outscored
38.
Them. Yeah. Last 2 weeks, throttling.
I mean, they've scored 100 and whatever, almost 120 points in the last 3 games. And it's pretty impressive.
I'm with you.
That's why I say missing the playoffs would be a complete letdown. Thanks for your call. Because if they were to miss the playoffs, it would mean at best they go 5-7 down the stretch. And Jaden would have had to have played bad.
Or he gets banged up and isn't playing, which
both
is
bad outcomes.
Terrifying.
Jaden could play well and the defense just be atrocious.
If Jaden plays well, they're going to win.
They're going to win
at least half
games.
their games.
Yeah,
especially against the opponents you're talking about.
I hope so.
I didn't find the 4-1 record missing the playoffs, but there have been 6 times since 1990 where teams have started 5-0 and missed the playoffs.
All right, but we're not that.
Look,
the Vikings did it in
the
2016.
percentage is 72%. All right, that's a good percentage. You win this week, it probably goes up to 85%.
I mean, what we know is under Zorn, they started off 6-2.
Yeah.
Finished 8-8, missed the playoffs.
I would actually, if they beat the Ravens on the road, I would put their playoff percentages at 100%.
Well, okay.
Because
that's a good point.
That just means you're beating one of the better teams in the AFC.
Yeah, but
in their
with
place.
an injury caveat.
Yeah,
because if
injury
Jaden
caveat,
went down,
did you see when Mariota went in there?
Injury caveat. Yeah.
Oh, it would be a disaster.
Atrocious.
Yeah, it would
just
be bad.
chalk up an L if that's the case.
Let's go to Reggie in DC. Reggie.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, man?
Hey.
Man, I'm disgusted by hearing these Debbie Downer fans. Okay, in Baltimore, right? I'm assuming if you listen to the sports talks in Baltimore, they should be saying the same thing about their defense. Baltimore defense is horrible. They got safeties that are slow. They got a new defensive coordinator that's trying to figure it out. I'm expecting my quarterback to go throw for throw, run for run with Lamar. And I'm expecting us to go in there and win. It's going to be tough. Every game in the NFL is tough. But when you have a guy under center, right, and you have a good one, a great one, whatever adjective you want to describe Dayton Daniels, then you have a more than 50, 60, whatever percent chance of winning. I don't understand. Why do we think we're going to Baltimore and we don't have a chance?
Well, let's just say this.
Thank you, Reggie. You're right. Everyone has this ER attitude. Oh, shucks,
Right.
It's the Ravens. We'll see.
Well, I think the Ravens are my team that I picked to win it all. So, of course, I think
we
we're underdogs against them.
Expecting to win. We're 4-1. Like, what
Right.
have we done in the last 4 games that would make you think we can't go in there and win? Cincinnati was the one that I was more
Stopping the
nervous.
run.
Yeah, but okay, but again, what does Baltimore defense to present to us that we don't present to them?
Fair.
Like,
I
Let's
like
just say
the
this.
bravado,
I
Reggie.
like it.
I like
Let's
it.
let's talk this out, Reggie. Let's say Lamar and Jaden, and this would have been an insult to some people, 4 or 5 weeks ago. But let's say they're a wash. They both have an equal impact on the game, right?
Okay.
You still got to, and let's just even say that Derrick Henry and our running backs by committee is a wash with Henry. Then it's going to come down to whose defense is better.
If you're saying all of that is a wash, and you look at their secondary and you look at our secondary, their safeties are bad, and they got a 34-year-old, he's a kid, defensive coordinator that's trying to figure it out. They got the last ranked pass defense. Baltimore's not the same Ravens now. Offensively, I'm with you. It's going to be a
second
problem.
worst.
Second worst. Jacksonville's the worst.
Their
All right.
defense is bad.
Yeah. The pass
All right,
defense
thank you,
is
Reggie. I
bad. No
appreciate
doubt.
it. Thank you.
But to be fair, the Ravens have played a much tougher schedule.
Right.
All right. They've played much better teams, better personnel, not even close. They played the Chiefs, they played the Cowboys, they played the Bills and the Bengals. Much tougher schedule.
No doubt.
So,
Yeah, I mean,
Raiders are terrible.
look, I'm not saying that teams can't go to any stadium and win. It can happen. It's the NFL. Teams can go anywhere and win. We've already seen it. We're out of 2 freaking survivor pools.
yeah, it's been a wild
They
season
basically,
already.
But they're the
basically
favorite.
played the same game against the Bengals that we did.
Yeah,
Two
yeah.
shootouts.
Yeah, it was a shootout. But they're the favorite.
Oh man, I hope it's a 42-38 Commanders win. Oh,
Well, that would be
Are you
incredible.
loading up on the over on that?
I mean the over is a laughable
52 and a half.
52 and a half.
Hey, you still owe me $10. You want to put it up?
I might. I can be tempted.
I'm trying to tempt you right
I know
now.
you are officially tempting me.
All right, let's go to Ron, Poolsville. Ron, what's up, buddy? You're on with the Junks.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, Ron.
I just look. I'm not hoping for a win, but I want a good performance, and this is the toughest. I think it's the toughest opponent that they've faced so far, and because it's on the road, man, a win like that. I said the other day, if they go on the road and beat Philadelphia, go on the road and beat Cowboys, those are 2 statement wins in your.
All right, his
All right,
phone
in
is
your
terrible.
division.
That made
I
Valdez
said
chuckle.
I said this.
What a bunch of wimps. I'm dead serious. A bunch of wimps.
I said this.
It's a scarred fan base.
On Sunday. If we beat the Ravens, I'm 100% gonna Porky Pig. You're gonna be sitting next to my Johnson.
That's fine.
My exposed
It's okay.
Johnson.
After what I saw yesterday, your exposed Johnson is not going to faze me one bit.
I mean, these are fans of the hottest team in the NFL, and they just have zero
they
confidence
got no
whatsoever.
swagger.
Zero swag.
No swagger
Swagless.
whatsoever.
What does
'Cause
McAfee
we-
always say? Talk your S.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
I mean, come on, guys.
I just don't. We don't have that signature win though. This would be it. This would be
Oh,
the
this
signature
would
win.
certainly be it if they're
I mean,
able
be
to find
honest.
a way to
I know,
win.
but the Cincy win was a signature win at the time.
It was a great win.
Since he's
because
the
it was a
greatest
shocker.
Since he's the greatest 1-4 team ever, apparently.
Nobody gave them a shot at beating Cincinnati on the road.
Like you've
on
already
Monday Night Football.
done it. You've already had the upset.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
but it's not. They're not as good as the Ravens.
They're not, but they were viewed as one of the powers in the AFC.
I agree. It was a
heading into
great.
the
It
season.
was a very good win. It was our best win.
Yeah, I mean,
It was
look,
our best win.
if the freaking holder doesn't drop the ball, Bengals might win that game. You know what I mean? Might beat the Ravens.
I don't even remember. Oh, you're saying with the Ravens? Yeah.
Bengals, Ravens.
Let's go to Warren, Hanover. Warren, what's up?
Good morning, Junks.
What's up, Warren?
I've been this delusional Washington fan for quite some time. But what we're seeing right now with Jaden and the offense playing, it's the truth. I think that, going into Baltimore as heavy underdogs with no respect, we go in there and we're going to, if we win this game, we're going to put Washington back on the map. Then we should be able to beat the Panthers, the Bears. Can't wait to watch Jaden versus Caleb. So, yes, I think a 4-1 start. If we don't make the playoffs, it's disappointing. It's the first time since 2008 that we're off to this start. I do think the key is that we have to run the football in Baltimore to take some early pressure off of Jaden, but we got to take shots, man. We see the last couple weeks.
Well, they've been doing it.
They will.
Yeah.
They will. They'll test that secondary.
Yeah, and I think, too, like the first couple weeks we had a slow start on offense because we weren't getting the best player involved in the game, and that's Terry McLaurin. If we take shots, get him in the game, stretch the field. Diami Brown stretching the field too. I think we have a really good shot to go in there, and I think what are we 6.5-point underdogs?
Yeah.
Going into the Ravens, which is no respect, man. We've been averaging 33 points a game. Things just look different. It's I told my wife on Sunday, I was like, babe, I couldn't tell you the last time we sat our starters for the last 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah, I know. No, honestly, I started thinking about it had that 91 feeling.
Thanks
it really
for the call.
did. I know some people don't remember that. But
I like how fans just add points. They're like 33 and a half points per game. It's 31, which is great. It's leading the league. But let's not just add random points.
It just seemed so easy for them.
Right.
Is that sustainable? Is the offense sustainable?
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. The league makes adjustments. So right now it looks fantastic.
Where are they going to finish in offense in points per game at the end of the season?
Well, it'd be hard to believe they're not in the top
10,
say top 10 because,
I think it's
as
top
I said,
5.
there might be adjustments. I'm not a defensive coordinator, but there's 5 games of film now, and there's like 8 games of film.
That's fine.
The league may
I think the rushing
take
game,
some things
the
away.
fact that what they major in the rushing game is sticky. That's not going anywhere. And the offensive line playing way above expectations. Go watch what Brandon Coleman did to Myles Garrett over the weekend. You know what he did? He erased him. He erased one of the best players on defense in the entire league.
But I look at
but teams come back down to earth.
I look at
there's injuries. Could be a key injury here and there. I mean, Brian Robinson goes out. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Brent Coleman gets hurt. Okay, then you're stuck.
Mm-hmm.
I look at Jaden's running ability, and I don't even think he's turned it on completely.
I agree. I don't think he's touched.
And I just think, Lamar Jackson is the best comp to him. And look at Lamar Jackson's winning his winning percentage as a starter in the NFL. He's that good, Jaden Daniels. I don't know if he's as adept as a passer as Lamar, but Lamar's had years in the NFL.
It'll be interesting to see what defensive coordinators do because obviously they're going to look at every film, every play, and they're going to go, all right, well, this is how he's beating teams because guys are taking angles, but they're going right at him, and he just takes one little step right. You can't catch him. He goes, boop, bounces out. I wonder what teams are going to do to try and keep him in the pocket.
When they try to attack that, he's going to find a way to counteract whatever they're throwing at him.
Of course.
All right, let's go to a couple of these guys here that are real confident. Little in D.C. Little, what's up?
What's going on, Junk? Thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
Man, I listen to y'all a lot in the morning.
Thank you,
man.
man. Thank you.
Let me say this, man. Kingsbury, we got first of all the units, man, they're playing with a chip on their shoulder. But there's one special unit that's got a gorilla on his shoulder. That's the offensive line. Let me say this. Kingsbury established the run. He's a mixologist. Man, look, Commanders by 10 points, double digits, man. I called a 40 burger up last week and almost hit it. 2 more games in the fourth quarter.
I love it.
Man, look, Commanders by double digits.
Wow, that is confident.
I want to run the ball, man, on the Ravens, man. We're going to keep that boy off the field, and Kingsbury going to take over the game.
Wow.
I hope you're right.
God bless y'all, man.
All right, thank you. Thank you, buddy.
Commanders by double digits.
I don't know if this is a red
Call
flag,
back if it happens.
and I am by no means a defensive coordinator, and I don't know how you'd figure it out. But if you look at next-gen stats Every week they put up a passing chart, and it shows every completion, every incompletion. And one thing that you notice about Jaden Daniels and this offense, the majority, like by a lot, of his passes are to the right side. Think about the touchdown pass to De'Ami Brown that he rolled out to the right, threw it to Terry McLaurin just this past week. And like chart after chart after chart.
Wouldn't that be true for most right-handed quarterbacks?
I don't know.
Can you
I don't
compare
know.
it then before you start making
pick a random quarterback.
I would assume, especially if he's getting flushed out of
you're
the
not
pocket
going to roll
to the right,
left and throw left.
But there's almost no completions.
Just check
like
it.
on out
Just
patterns
compare
to
it
the
to
left.
Lamar.
For example.
Compare it to.
All right, I'll do Lamar Jackson.
You know what I would say to that? Who cares?
Okay. You may be right.
I mean,
I'm just
you
saying.
definitely don't want him rolling left and throwing
Of course
left.
not.
I mean, maybe once, but that's not. You don't want to major in any of that. So of course, that right-handed quarterback is
gonna roll right.
probably going to
It's the
throw
comfort zone.
right.